So Ella told you a little bit about our new segment called My Collaborative. And really our main goals are to prove our value of our membership to you guys and to our funders. So today I'd like to speak about what my organization and community have gotten from my involvement in this collaborative. I started out as the director of the Lansdale Public Library in this area, and they asked me to be on the board of the collaborative. So at the time, I basically knew about the collaborative because of the academy sessions, which were at that time being run by the collaborative. And I just loved them. I thought they were excellent workshops. They were free to the community. They really helped me in my organization, so I agreed then to be on the board. So once I joined the collaborative and became a board member, I started to get to know the other nonprofit members in the community, the Boys and Girls Club, the YMCA. And these meetings allowed me the time and space I needed to actually start partnering with them. So after meeting Kathy Shipp from the Boys and Girls Club, I started planning family parenting programs with them. They had already been working with the YMCA, so all three of us started planning those and trying to help build families in our community together. Then I met Jim Holton, who at the time was the director of the Indian Valley Opportunity Center, which is now the Keystone Opportunity Center. And we started to apply for family literacy grants together. And we were able to do children's literacy programs and give books to families to start their own libraries at home. And then, before I even took the position at the Wissahickon Valley Public Library, I'd made inroads with some of the nonprofit organizations in that area, like the Retired Senior Volunteer Program, who actually sends volunteers to my library, and the Wissahickon School District, who was our taxing agent, so it was very nice to have that inroad, and even the Interfaith Housing Alliance. And one of the most important things for me was I actually learned how to help the patrons that came into my library that might have had issues. So one time I noticed that a parent was coming in, and staff had told me that she was dropping off her children, one teenage child, maybe 13, and 3 younger children at the library, leaving them for hours at a time. And so after getting to know Kathy Shipp from the Boys and Girls Club, I knew I could call up and say, can I get a scholarship for this family? Can I get some applications? And that worked out. So we got them scholarships, and then instead of being left at the library unsupervised, they were in a supervised program that was helping with after-school things and really helping that family. Other things, I would have people come in that I thought might have mental health issues, and I knew that I could suggest Northwestern Human Services or contact that organization. So this really helped me help my public as well, so it really helped the community. Also, sometimes I really find it isolating being the director or CEO of an organization. Everyone comes to you with problems. We're dealing with so many issues like funding. So coming to the workshops on best practices is really was a great support for me. So kind of having time to discuss these issues like funding shortages just was really helpful. Sharing knowledge and ideas really alleviated the fear and frustration for me and helps out. Also through the collaborative, I learned to advocate for funding at the library. In the advocacy cabinet this year, I learned how to run a press conference, which we did to advocate for the 20% cut in state funding to be restored. Also, we've had the 7 years of annual community summits, and specifically at this year's community summit, the speaker was just what I needed to kind of inspire me to make some change. The challenges facing libraries and other nonprofits right now are enormous, and I think that nonprofit leaders are really in great danger of burning out. So it was really exciting for me to hear some of the responses from the people that were leaving, saying how inspired they were, and they were excited after they left. So I even went back and made changes to my performance evaluations based on his comments. I really focused on goals instead of kind of grading their performance. And it really took the tension out of the meetings for my staff. I let them know about the change before they came in. And then after the meeting, they seemed to really appreciate that change, just focusing on how to move forward instead of necessarily performance-related issues. It was also a summit like that a few years ago about diversity that inspired me to join a diversity cabinet. And through that cabinet, I learned of the waiting list for immigrants in ESL classes in our community. So that ended up helping me partner with the Keystone Opportunity Center to provide a summer class. But more importantly, I started holding ESL classes at the library, and I'm doing it every year, at least a couple times a year. The Keystone Opportunity Center will let me know who's on their waiting list. They'll give me information about the classes and then send them to my library. So the people who come not only learn English, but the people care about them. They learn about the services that the library provides to them. And I've also even worked with the Ambler Rotary to help provide funding for these classes, and also to get materials for a volunteer program at St. Joe's and Ambler. So it's helping me to even reach out to other organizations, not even in the collaborative. So I really think that without the collaborative, I'd be much more isolated from the community. I would definitely be a different leader. So I firmly believe that being an active member of the collaborative board has helped me grow and helped me to build the capacity of my organization. So we would love to hear your stories about the collaborative, learning of your experiences, partnering with other members, especially those things that derive from these collaborative meetings when you have this time to talk and share. So that would really help us. So if you can, please contact Ella to share your story and help the collaborative with that. Thank you.